Hello, world. My name is Scott, or as I affectionately call myself, the Bitter Old Queen. Okay, welcome. This is my worst and first video. Okay, so enjoy. So, and I must say off the bat, I'm not a therapist or a professional of any type. So my stories are and experiences are anecdotal only. Don't listen to any of my advice, whatever you do. Okay, so, and even though I'm gay, this channel is for everyone. Um, I think that, being in a relationship for 42 years with a partner, which is what I bring to this channel, is something that some people might be interested in. Like, how the heck do you manage to get along with somebody for 42 years? But the even more amazing part of the whole thing is that we're still in love after 42 years, and we still lust after each other too. So we're very lucky. We're very fortunate to have that kind of life together. So, my partner Dennis, he approves of what I'm doing here. Although he wants to take more of a silent cameo role kind of thing, so uh, that'll be happening. So, but it's mostly going to be me. You'll see me. It's kind of my channel. So, but he's a part of it too, of course. Now, we have a really good life, the two of us here in New York City. Um, I really can't complain about much because we live in a decent place, and the neighborhood we live in, the people are very nice to us. And when we go to the shops or restaurants or anything, people treat us very nicely, and they look at us like we're this cute old gay couple kind of thing. And I just can't say, like, God, I'm so glad I live in New York, especially at this stage of our lives. And after all the years we've been together. I started this channel by doing some shorts of the our cat, Leo. And it, I just had to, I got the creative bug bit, and I just had to do something. So I started doing stuff with Leo, um, our cat of 20 years, okay? And he has a playlist on here, so please go check it out. You'll see me and my partner both. A few cameos here. He let us in there. So, but I describe our apartment right now as shabby chic because we need a paint job like desperately, like 5 years ago. And as a matter of fact, 5 years ago, we actually had cards from the paint store and we were like debating colors, and he wanted blue and I wasn't sold on blue. It's funny because now I am. Now I want blue and white. And then cat number five, our beloved Tweak, died on us. So, and he was 15 and a half. Leo was almost 16. And we said, oh my gosh, well, we can't paint right now. Look, we'll just wait. The most we'd ever had a cat live was 16 and a half years. And, well, there he was. There he is. So um, it's 20 years now, over 20 years, and he's still kicking. Okay, in my next video, I'll introduce myself and tell you more about who I am. Okay, and I have another video planned for growing up gay, my growing up gay story, which after that I'll have one about from the day I arrived in New York City, and then I met Dennis, and maybe into the 80s, probably. And we've been together for 42 years, so there's no way I can put it in a video like what it was like from 82 to 25. You know what I mean? Not gonna work. So then I have another one about a complicated relationship I had with my mom, which most gay guys, or a lot of gay guys, have complicated relationships with their mother. So I also have planned an episode about my politics and atheism because I'm an atheist. Sorry, don't mean to offend anybody, but my own personal life hacks is another one I planned. I have a lot of things that I've never seen that are my own personal hacks. So stay tuned for that one. I got another one about the New York City blackouts. I've lived through two, a 24-hour one and a 101-hour blackout. That was a lot of fun. And when you're trapped on the 21st floor of an apartment building, it's even more fun. Oh, with no water and no nothing. Anyway, so I got another one about hipster. I have another one planned about my mental health struggles, and now what they call it is neurodivergent. So, and I also consider myself to have an INFJ personality type. So if you know what that is, then maybe you'll understand why life is hard for me. So or harder for me. It's hard for me to understand than most people because I think differently than most people because of my personality type. Okay. I also touched on addressing my alcohol use disorder, which I was able to beat in 2000. So I did have a slip then in 2004, but since 2004, so we're over 20 years now that I haven't had a drop. So, and I was able to do that. So, and people have often asked me, like, well, how do you do it with your partner all these years, And that's what I'm here to talk about. I want to talk about that with people. I want to talk about how you do it. A lot of guys are puzzled. A lot of people are puzzled. How can you stay with somebody for decades like that, right? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Real easy. Acceptance. You have to accept that person for exactly who they are. Okay? Warts and all, as they say. You have to accept that this person is going to make you madder than you've ever been before. But only the people that you love can make you mad like that. Everyone is going through trying times. It's hard for people to make ends meet. I know for us too, we just keep going like we can just buy less and less and less all the time. And, you know, pretty much everybody's in the same. Also, I have no delusions of grandeur. My thing from this thing, if I make a few good friends out of this, that'd be great. If I could build a community of bitter old queens here in New York, or just a small group of us, you know what I mean? That would be great because I have a hard time making friends. And I have a hard time in the gay community too. I think people don't, they either don't believe me that like I'm happy after all these years with the same person. They think maybe I'm, pulling their leg or something like that. And okay, I'm happy now with my partner, but life wasn't always happy. It never is. It never is. And people don't realize that. Think about this, guys. Think about this. What if your partner came home today and said, I got laid off? What are you going to do? You know how many partners, first reaction is, how can I dump this guy? I don't want to bum, right? Isn't that a lot of guys' reaction? That's not my reaction. That wasn't my reaction. Me and my partner. 42 years. How many jobs do you think we've lost over 42 years? How many layoffs have we had? All that other stuff. You know what I mean? This is New York. This is the real world, and we live in it. Okay? So, anyway, no, life hasn't always been happy and a bowl of cherries for us. But you know what? At least we've had each other. You know, um, we decided that right around the year 26 mark, something like that, we just decided that we were just meant for each other, that it was just going to be, and we needed to stop fighting it because there's a saying, that says, it goes something like, it's not about finding someone you can live with, it's about finding someone you can't live without. And Dennis is that for me, and vice versa. At least I hope and believe, and I'm sure that's the same too. So just the other day we had gotten into it, and I had gotten really mean about something and everything, and then he came back a little while later and he like gives me a hug and he's like, "Are we gonna be okay?" And I said, "Of course we're gonna be okay. I was just venting steam, but I'm sorry, and oh God, I feel terrible. I even made you feel that way, So, but I'm sorry." And this is the stress of this. You turn on the news and it's a wall of lies, or people just sit there and say, "Oh yeah, now we're gonna do this," and it's just like duh. I mean, so some days I lose it, and I took it out on him. So like I said, I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. There are times he's taking things out on me too. So, I want to say thanks again for watching, especially if you're still here after all this time. Okay, and I want to say, and please go check out Leo, our cat, our his website. Please go check him out. He's very cute, and you'll see how much we love him. And in keeping with the Queen theme, you have been dismissed. Thank you for coming to court.